Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Disha and this is the lecture 5 of graphic design course. Earlier in the previous videos we have covered some Photoshop tools such as selection tool, move tool, how brush tool work and everything. And in the previous class we have also covered the Photoshop retouching tool in which we have seen the spot healing brush tool, eraser tools also. So now we'll move to other tools as well. We'll also cover the layer mask, clipping mask and the layer panel as well. So let's start without wasting much time.
Okay, so let me remind you very quickly that earlier we have covered these move tool and rectangle tool in the uh, previous lecture, and we have also covered in the previous video these tools, this clone stamp tool, these healing brush tools such as spot healing. If we have to remove any spot from any image, we have to remove something, patch tool, and red eye tool. If there is any red eye, so we can remove it using red eye tool. So these tools were covered, and now let's move to another tools as well, remaining tools. This is a gradient tool. Now same from the name, as it refers to gradient, we can apply any gradient by using this one tool, which is gradient tool. So we'll take the gradient tool. Here we can see in the application bar, below the application bar, we can see these are the gradient. These are the pre sampled gradient. You can see this is basic. In the basic we can see black and white only. In black and white we have this option of transparency only. So this one option will choose whatever the foreground color is. If the foreground color is black, so it will choose black. So let's say I'm taking the gradient tool and I'm choosing this option. Okay, so first one is this black color, the foreground color, and another one is this transparent. So I have taken the gradient tool, and let's say I'm taking one more layer. By pressing into this plus icon, we can take one more layer. Okay, I'm taking one more layer and I'm just simply applying gradient. Okay, by using the gradient tool, I'm just simply applying gradient. So in the above we can see this gradient has been applied. In the upper corner, in the upper part of the photo, we can see this is black and the bottom part is transparent. We can choose another one option also. Let's hide this layer for once, and let's say in the gradient option we are choosing this one. Okay, black above and white below. So it has applied the gradient, black above and white below. And we can choose another colors as well. Let's hide this layer also. Let's say we are choosing the background, the foreground color to red, and then we are choosing this option. Okay, and then we are applying the gradient. So it has chosen the foreground color as red, so red is applied above, and it's like this, transparent in the bottom. So this is the use of gradient tool. We have more gradient option. We just have to open it. This is blue. Suppose we have to create any background of something like a sky shade or anything, we can choose these pre-sampled gradient options. Let's say I'm choosing this one and I will apply. So I have a nice background, nice gradient background. I can type any text on it and I can make it as a background. I can put some icons or some element product here and I can work on it simply. We have another option also in the gradient. This is the basic, this is the blue, we have purple, different colors. Okay, so same, we just have to check. We have another color as well, pinks, we have reds, orange, green. We have multiple color available, and if we want to, let's say if we want to make a gradient of our own, we don't want to use this pre sampled gradient, so what we'll do is we'll take one layer. I have taken one layer. Okay, and in the effects, this we have the option of gradient overlay. So I will just choose this gradient overlay, and then I have this option. Let's say I'm choosing here this red color, and in the middle, if we press alt, and we can have one more option, one more color in the gradient. Let's say I'm choosing here um, orange and green. Okay, and then I will apply the gradient. See, now it has chosen all the color we have chosen earlier in the gradient overlay. It is green, orange, brown and red. Every color is showing, and we can also change it from here. Like it is the linear one, we want to do it radial, so it's radial now. It's in circle now. Let's say we want to choose angle, so it will be angular, and we can change the angle as well. Let's say we want to choose reflected, we want to choose diamond. Okay, and we can change the angle as well. Okay, so this is the option of gradient. We can use gradient on a photo to make it more enhance it. We can use gradient to make a background and everything. Let's just delete all these layers. We have seen the basic use of gradient. We can use it over an image, over the background, to create any background. And then we have another tool beside this gradient tool. This is blur tool, sharpen and smudge tool. Let's use the blur tool first. So for blur tool, we'll just take this blur tool, and when we'll take the blur tool, it will take one layer, and let's say I have to apply blur tool. I have to blur out this. You can see these hairs. So it was before like this and after like this. Let's keep the strength to 100% and then apply the blur tool. You just have to closely look at it. It does very small changes. It is used to smoothen out the skin much. Let's say I want to blur out these little hair. So if you look at it very closely, then only it will be visible. So what's the use of blur tool? To blur out like skin texture or anything. Then we have this sharpen tool. Let's see, we want to enhance any feature or the skin tone, then we'll use this sharpen tool. Let's keep the strength to 100. See, it has sharpened a lot. Let's not. Okay, see, it will sharpen the skin texture, the feature, like this. If we excess use it, then maybe she would look like a zombie, which we don't want. So let's delete it. Where we can use it maximum, to where we want to show the skin texture or show texture much in the image or in whatever the image you have provided. So we'll take this blur tool to smoothen out the skin. We'll click on sample all layer, and then we can see the difference. Earlier the skin was like this. We can see some texture on the skin, but after using blur tool, we can see how clear it is. So that's the use of blur tool. And let's close the eye of this blurred layer. Let's use the sharpen tool. Okay, for sharpen tool, it will sharpen the feature, sharpen the skin texture more. So if we use this sharpen tool, see, it has sharpened the texture much more. and smudge tool. Let's say we want to smudge out anything, so the smudge tool will be used, and we'll keep the brush a little bit bigger. See, it is blurring out also, and it's also giving us the texture bit a bit. So that's the use of smudge tool. Okay, so we know where to use the blur tool, smudge tool, and the sharpen tool, where we want to blur the skin texture. We, let's say I have something, I will search. Let's take this picture only. See, they have a lot of texture on their skin. So what we'll do is, we'll take one layer, we'll take this blur tool, we'll click on this sample or layer option, and we'll just, and now the texture has been blurred. We can see there was a lot texture, and now it has been blurred. Same, we want to enhance, we can use sharpen tool or smudge tool, anything. So that's the use of blur tool. So let's delete all this layer. We have seen the tool, the blur tool and the gradient tool. Let's move to another interesting thing, which is this. Let's type a name. Let's say I'm typing India. Okay, and let's increase the font size to 300. And since we have also used gradient, so let's apply gradient as a background. I want it, which color? Not pastel, neutral, blues. Let's apply this one gradient only. Nice. Okay, so I've typed India, and in the layer panel we have a lot of option to make this text look more beautiful. See, when we have this option, we can close the eye from here. Then we have the text, we can edit the text from here. Then we'll click on this layer, so we can change the name of this layer. And if we click here, by the end of this panel, or we can say this India written, we can see a lot of option. These are called blending option. We can add bevel and emboss to this. We can add contour, we can add texture, we can do a lot to this text written. Okay, I'm not applying any effect currently, I'm just telling you how to do it. See, let's zoom it. So now we have this India written, and what we'll do is, we can click here and we will see all these blending option, and if not, we also have this option of FX, these effects, so we can see the blending option from here also. Let's just click on it, and we can see a lot of option. So first option is this drop shadow. If we want to apply any drop shadow to our text, so we can apply it from here. We'll just click on drop shadow. Okay, so we can see there is drop shadow here, and what we can do is, when we click on this, we can see we can change its properties also, like we can change the angle from which angle we want to apply the drop shadow, just like that. let's say we want to keep it here. We can also change the spread, the distance, the size. What size of drop shadow do you want to apply to your text? Okay, that's the use of drop shadow. Then we have another option called outer glow. Let's say if we want to add outer glow, you may have seen neon text. So outer glow is applied on those texts. So let's click on outer glow. We'll change the color to white, and we will increase its distance, will increase its spread and the size. We can see little glow, but if you are not able to see it, let's take a background which is of darker color. See, now we are able to see the outer glow, right? So that's the use of outer glow. Okay, let's see another option also. Another option is of pattern overlay. We can add pattern to it. Okay, we can add any pattern we want. We have a lot of pattern of tree, of grass, of water, and we can add more pattern by creating one. See, we can add a lot of pattern to our text by this pattern overlay. Let's keep the eye closed because I'm not liking the pattern anyway. And then we have another option of gradient overlay. Same like the background, we have applied gradient on the background, so we can apply gradient as well as on the text. So if I want to apply gradient, let's say I have written India, so I want to apply the gradient. I can choose the color. I will choose the color of this orange color. I'll choose this orange color. Then okay, then I will choose a white color. Then I will choose a green color which is already chosen. Okay, I will change the style also. I'll keep it radial. Sorry, I'll keep it linear, and then I'll change the angle also. So gradient is applied on it. It says India and of tree color. And let's apply the drop shadow. Let's change the, let's keep it of black color. Now it looks nice. See, we have just applied gradient overlay and drop shadow to this text, which was looking like this before, and after applying gradient and drop shadow it looks like this. Then we have another options also. We have this option of color overlay. Of course we can change the color. Let's color overlay. If we change the color, and if we want to change any color, we can choose from here. Let's say I want to choose black color. Okay, and I will keep the opacity 100, so it will be of black color. Okay, then we have the satin also. I'm just unchecking this box of color overlay because I like this gradient overlay better. Okay, then we have the option of satin. We have seen many texts like which have satin finish in it. So how it's applied? By using satin option only. So we'll change the color to white, and now it has a bit satin finish. We'll keep the opacity. Now it has a bit satin finish. Of course the gradient is applied, so it is not seeing much, but now we can see it has the satin finish after removing the gradient. It is showing, we can see some shine here in the text. Now we have the inner glow, same like the outer glow which was which was on the outer corner of the text. Now we have the inner glow, it will be on the inner corner of the text. Then we have the inner shadow, same like the drop shadow which is dropped here, inner shadow will be inside. Then we have the stroke, we can add a stroke, so we can change the size also of stroke. Let's say it's 1 right now, I want to keep it 4, so it is thickness, it's increase. And we can choose the position also. If we want the stroke to be inside, it's inside the text, not the outside. It's in the center of the text, and if we keep the outside, it's outside. Okay, then we have the texture also. We have multiple texture, same like the pattern, we have the texture, so we can change any texture like this of water, so it will be texture. And then we have the contour, we can change the range also. That is all the blending option is text. Let's keep the gradient overlay open and like this. These all are the blending option by which we can, not only on the text, we can apply it anywhere. Okay, so we have another option also. We have seen how to add texture and drop shadow and everything to a text. Let's type something else. Let's type design right now. Okay, I've typed design. Let's see how to do clipping mask. What is clipping mask first and what is masking? So when we mask anything to an area, to just say this is a rectangle, if we mask any image into it, the rectangle color is white already, let's change it to red. Okay, let's say this is a rectangle and we mask any image, anything into it, then it will be called masking. Let's how to mask it. Either you can click on alt and then you will see see this arrow symbol, and you just need to click on it and it will be masked. It is not showing here because it is above the rectangle. Now we can see it is masked. And why we cannot see the whole D and N? Because it is outside the rectangle. Let's suppose if we increase the rectangle, then we can see the whole design. Still G is missing, so what we'll do, will increase the height as well of the rectangle. Now we can see the whole design which is masked in this rectangle, right? Instead of masking any text into this rectangle, we can mask any image as well. So let me search free pick, and from here we will take any image. Let's see something floral illustration. Okay, we have this beautiful illustration. Let's copy this one and I'll just paste it here. And can you see this whole background is above the rectangle, so we are not able to see the rectangle. What we'll do is we'll simply click on alt and then we can see the arrow. We have to choose this layer, the above layer which we want to mask on this rectangle. So simply we'll choose this layer, we'll select this layer, we'll press on alt, we'll click alt and we will see the option of this arrow and we'll just click on it and it is masked, right? So that's how masking work. We can do one thing also. Let's type something. I'm typing here design, right? Let's increase the font size as well. I'm increasing the font size and Okay. Okay, so I have increased the font size, and then we have this image. What will do this? I will just copy this image, duplicate this image. To duplicate, we know that we have to press Ctrl J, and I'll convert it into a smart object so that it doesn't get blur when I increase or decrease the image size. I'll keep this layer above the design text written, and I will just click on Alt and see. Now it is masked under the text also. We can choose anything we want. Then in the text we can apply drop shadow, as we are not able to see in this background. Suppose the background of dark color, then we'll surely able to see the color. This is how it is looking. Let's delete these layers. This is how it is looking. Okay, let's add if the background is of dark color, we can add the outer glow as well so that it can glow a bit. In outer glow, I'll choose white only. We can increase the range, we can decrease the jitter, we can increase the size of the glow, we can increase the spread or anything we want. Just choose this white color, white is chosen. Okay, now we can see little bit glow also. We can also add texture, we can add anything we want to add. That's how clipping mask work. We have shown how to add this how to clip this layer, the image, into a text. We can also see how to clip an image to a rectangle. Let's see, I've drawn a rectangle, or I've drawn a circle. Let's make this rectangle a little bit smaller, and I have drawn a circle as well, right? And I will just take any image I like, let's say of a child. I'll just search image of a child. See, I'll just copy this image and delete this layer. I'll paste it here. Okay, on the same layer I've drawn rectangle and this circle. So what will I do? I will choose rectangle, right? I'll paste the layer, and this layer, this image is actually, we can see it is a vertical image. So what we'll do is, if we want to add it into a rectangle, we'll just do the Alt and click on it. The image is masked under this rectangle. Otherwise, if there is another option also, we'll release the clipping mask for now. We'll just click on this layer, we'll just select this layer, we'll right click, and then we can see the option of create clipping mask, which is Alt Control G. If we simply press Alt Control G, we can clip mask this layer. Otherwise, we just click on this layer 1, right click and create clipping mask, and it is clip masked under this rectangle. This is how clipping mask work. And then we have another option also, not of clipping mask. We have a thing called layer mask. Layer mask, in layer mask, either we can remove something from the image, or see, if I want to remove any part of this image, so what I'll do is, I'll take the eraser tool and I will just click on this layer, and I will just remove this layer. But now, for now we can press Ctrl Z and we can see the layer again, but if we save this file we won't be able to get the correct image. But because that is destructive property of the eraser, it erases forever, it erases an image for like forever. We cannot get the same image again and again. But if we use masking instead of eraser tool, let's delete this layer, and again I'm pasting this layer. But if we use layer mask instead of eraser, what we'll be able to do? For layer mask, we can see this option, this button like structure. We can see in rectangle there is a circle in it, and when we click on it, it also shows layer mask. A layer mask allow you to hide part of your image and then bring them back at any time, right? So it is reversible. I'll just click on this layer and I'll press the button of this layer mask. Now it is layer masked, and what I will do is, I have this foreground color black. I will just take the brush tool by pressing B. I have taken the brush tool, and let's say I want to remove this area. Opacity of the brush is 30%, that is why it is removing little bit like that. And if we increase the opacity to say 100%, so it will remove the image entirely, right? It will remove wherever we brush. See, we can see that, right? So we have not erased this image. We can see we can see this part, the part where we have brushed black color, that part is gone. And we'll press X to reverse the white color from black to white, to change the foreground color to white. I will just press X, and for brush it is chosen the color white, and if I again brush on it with a white color, again we'll get the image back. Otherwise, if I don't want to brush it, I simply want my image back and not to be layer masked, I will just simply select this and delete the layer mask. It is asking me to apply before removing or delete. I will just simply delete, right? So we have got our image back as it was before, right? So what is the benefit of layer masking? We can layer mask any image we don't want to show in our design, and it will be gone. But again we have the same image if we delete the layer mask. Again I'm showing with another image. Let's say I'm choosing this image of this beautiful girl, copy, and I'll paste it into a new tab, right? Let's say I want to just remove this background, right? And the background color I have automatically is this white color, right? I will choose this layer. I will just click on layer mask. I'll click on layer mask, right? And currently I have the brush of white color, but I'll press X, and then I have the brush of black color. Then I will apply brush. Let's lower the opacity a bit, and then I will apply the brush. So we can see this part of the image has been hidden, and now we have the background of white color, and we can choose any background. We can add any background later on. See, like that, right? Or simply if we don't want to remove it like that, so what we'll do is, I'm deleting this layer mask. What we will do it, we'll choose this selection, object selection tool. Object selection tool will select this image for me, I don't have to select it manually by pen tool or something. I'll just press control, sorry, I'll I'll just select it and I will press this clipping mask, right? So it has, where I have selected, this area is gone by pressing clicking mask. If I just delete it, so the area will be back. Again, I'm selecting this one image, right? The selected area will be remaining and otherwise rest of this area will be gone. I will just press on this layer mask and it's gone, and we can change the background for now. Let's see, I want a beautiful background floral. Yes, we have different backgrounds as well, so let's say natural background I want. Let's say I want to add the girl layer. Yes, it's bit small, no problem, we can increase it. For now it is the roughly work that I'm showing you. I'm just showing how tool work. You can use it. See, we have changed the background of this image, right? How beautiful it is done. We have another option also of layer mask. Let's say I'm choosing a pic of a sky, right? I have this image. Okay, so I have chosen the image of a sky. Let's see, I have chosen this image one. I'll copy it. I will just paste the image. What happened? I'll just paste the image here, right? And then let's say I'm not liking the sky, so what I'll do is I can change the sky to another. Let's choose this one sky. I'll copy it. I will just paste it above the layer. I will convert this layer into a smart object. I will convert this layer also into a smart object, right? We have two layers. One is this, okay. Opacity was reduced, I don't know how. Okay, so now I have two layers, this one and this one. Let's keep it name as BG. What is happening? I'm not naming it for now. Okay. And I will just make a clipping mask. I will brush it. And now we have another sky. Earlier it was looking like this. Now it looks like this. We have just layer masked an image. These two are different background. This one, then this one, and they are one just with the help of layer masking. Means we have two different skies and we have created one out of them with the help of layer masking. That is how it works. So today we have seen this gradient tool, blur and smudge tool, the clip masking, the layer masking, and also how blending option in the text work, how we can add drop shadow to the text, how we can add these stroke, inner shadow, inner glow, satin over color over gray, and everything in the text.
So that was all for today's class. We have covered a lot of things: the clipping mask, the layer mask, the smudge tool, the blur tool, and the uh, gradient also, and blending option. A lot of things we have covered, and we will move to other thing as well. We'll now create get to learn how to create designs also by using these tools. We have created this beautiful sky by merging two skies into one with the help of layer mask only. We'll discover more things, and that's all for today. Thank you for watching.